Today we're transforming our closet from this to this with help from the Home Depot. We're in our master closet and it's a great size space, but it's got contractor basic shelving. And by that, I mean this horrible wire shelving. I hate it. You can't really move the clothes very well, and just the wires on top is just a really cheap look. Also, with the closet, we have a ton of hanging space, but what we really need is a spot where we can put our folded things. We've got hats and workout gear on top of a dresser. Yes, that is the dresser I used when I was a kid at my parents' house. There's a little nook around the corner. Let's go check this out over here. So these are a lot of off-season things. There's buckets and bins just full of all kinds of who knows what. All this dead space on the wall that we're just not doing anything with. So what we want to do is make this closet work better for us. We need some smart storage that is not just hanging, but the first thing we got to do is get everything out of here.
We started unloading all the clothes in the closet, and it quickly turned into a weird kind of scavenger hunt.
We have so many. Why do we have, we've got salmon, we've got blue, teal, light green, purple, white, dingy white, bright white, and don't forget we have jumbo. I can't even pull these things out, oh my gosh. And jumbo. Why do we have so many hangers?
And when you're clearing out your closet, I'm sure that you're going to find things that you haven't thought about in a while.
The leaves to our dining room table that we never use. I forgot they were hidden back here.
And some things you probably want to forget about.
Oh my goodness. Look what I found. Guys, this is a zoot suit. Like, I don't know if y'all know, but this is not mine. This belongs to my husband.
Listen, my mom made this for me.
That makes it so much better.
This was like a Halloween costume. What's the... It probably
That's what
still
he
fits.
says. I think we should find out.
I don't know if you're ready for this.
I don't think I am. Oh my word. I'm such a snorter. Oh my gosh. I love it. Yeah. Oh, you don't need to floss in that outfit. Look at you. That's great.
And now I vow never to wear that suit on my channel again. Of course, unless y'all liked it. But after all that shenanigans was over, we finished up the clean out.
All right, we got everything out of the closet now, and we can take down these wire shelves. And they're pretty easy to take down. I'll show you real quick. All you gotta do is unscrew them from the studs where they're attached, and then pull out the little clips with a screwdriver, get the nails out, and pull out the actual nail with a pair of pliers. So I showed that in my last video, but if you've not seen it, I'll give you a few close-ups of how to do it. Really easy. Then you can just pop them out, remove them, patch the holes if you need to, and you'll be ready to go. For these wall anchors that are the small ones, you really don't even need the pliers. You can just do it with a screwdriver. Just place it in there, get behind the nail. That'll pop right out and you can pull it off with the screwdriver or with your fingers. Don't hit yourself in the eyeball. And then grab this with your hand and just pull it straight out.
I moved to the back nook of the closet, which looks way bigger than it really is thanks to this wide angle lens I have. But you should be able to take down an entire closet of this shelving in well under an hour. Before I get into the patching and the painting, let me tell you how this whole process began so it makes sense why we left some of the holes and the old paint there. And we're using the home organization services from the Home Depot, the sponsor of today's video, to do our design and install. And the process actually started a few weeks before with an in-home consultation with the closet designers.
You'll notice that we're not wearing face masks or social distancing, and that's because this video is actually shot in the beginning of March. Home Depot has a whole new set of standards for in-home visits, and that includes face masks, hand sanitizers, and more. The safety of their customers, associates, and service providers is their top priority if you invite them to your house.
They measured the space and asked about what we liked and didn't like about the closet and how we used it. After that, they huddled downstairs and they came up with a design which they built on the fly using their design software. Now, there are a variety of cabinet styles to choose from, ranging from wall hanging to floor standing, and a host of finishes and hardware options to choose from to fit your budget. And we really wanted this to be our dream closet, so we went on the upper end of the selections, and after a few rounds of revisions, we had everything locked in. If you want a free in-home consultation, I have a link below where you can set one up and get a quote for your own closet renovation with no obligation to buy. So getting back to the painting, we left the walls unpainted in most areas because the cabinets that we chose are floor standing with backs on them that they're going to cover the wall. So there's no need to be painting the walls that we're just going to be covering up. On our scheduled install date, Oliver, the professional installer, showed up with all the parts on his truck. I'm going to go through the whole install so you can see how it works, and I'm also going to show you some tips that we used, so if you're doing your own, it can help you out as well. Now, I wanted to get involved in the install, so you're going to see me helping out a lot and moving parts and actually doing some install too. But for a typical installation, you don't have to lift a finger if you don't want to, and you can let them do all the work, but what fun would that be? So after we sorted the parts out, Oliver started by removing the baseboards on the first wall. If you go with a hanging style cabinet, then the baseboards would stay intact, and you'd also need to patch and paint the whole wall as those hanging cabinets don't have backs. But with the baseboards removed, the back pieces can get tacked to the wall to be temporarily held in place. Now, the back panels are sized so that the seams between them are going to be covered up by the vertical frames of the cabinets. Now, these frames for the cabinets go together with knockdown style connectors. The tall side panels get metal posts in them, and these engage with a locking piece on the tops and bottoms. And twisting the connectors in the top and bottom pieces lock the parts in place for a solid connection. I helped Oliver by attaching some of the metal posts into the side panels, and we pretty quickly were done with the first wall, which is just 6 open hanging spots where my clothes are going to be going. Now, after that, we moved to the back nook of the closet. The back area is mainly going to be open shelves for the extra storage that we were looking for, but the initial process is the same, with attaching the backs and then assembling the upright dividers and securing the tops and bottoms to get that frame in place. And then along that last wall, we'll have the most involved cabinet system there. It's going to be an upper and lower hanging area to the left and the right of a bank of drawers with an upper cabinet that also has doors on it. Now, it took a lot of work to get everything in place and get moving, not to mention the filming that slowed things down, but once we got rolling, the first day went pretty fast.
For day one, we wrapped up getting all the back panels up and the carcasses put together and just moving all of that material upstairs and getting it staged and ready. So day two is going to be putting all of the shelves in, the hanger rods and the drawers, and basically finishing everything off, all the final touches. So that is the biggest benefit of installation services, is you can get it done in just a couple days. So it's gonna be nice to have this done in such a short period of time. All right, let's get back to day two.
Now, Oliver started day two where we ended day one on Susan's cabinet section. The middle cabinet is getting 6 drawers, so we started with putting those together. Now, these drawers are really nice. They have half-blind dovetails and a captured bottom panel. Oliver assembled the first few, and then I jumped in to put together the last box. We hammered together one of the dovetailed side pieces with the front and the back. Then after inserting the drawer bottom, we put on the other side and locked everything together with some pin nails. Now, before installing the drawers, the cabinet carcasses needed to be leveled. Now, Oliver used a 4-foot level to check alignment, and we ended up having to shim a few of the panels to get them level because the carpet and the tack strip just made things a little uneven. Now, the cabinets need to be attached securely to the wall, so we found the studs along the back wall above the frames. After that, he secured the middle shelves to the outside cabinets, which really shored the whole unit up and made it nice and solid. And next, the drawers are attached with full extension soft close drawer slides. Oliver went through the process of attaching the slides to the cabinets, and then the drawers, and then spacing everything out correctly. And it was fun to see his methods for attaching everything, since I use a ton of drawer slides in my shop projects. And with all the drawers in place, he could start attaching the fronts to them. He started by drilling the holes for the handles and attaching them, then securing the fronts to the cabinets through those pre-drilled holes. Now, these drawers and fronts were set up for easy assembly and installation, and that made things go fast. If you were doing this yourself, it would save you a lot of time to go with pre-made drawers and drawer fronts like these. Now, the opening above the drawers is for a cabinet with doors, and Oliver was able to attach the hinges and mount those quickly as well. Now, after they were attached, he spaced and drilled the holes for the handles and mounted them to the doors. These doors also have a soft close feature, and they close like butter. I really need to use some of these in a future project. Now, since this run of cabinets ties into the one on the adjoining wall for the shoes, they needed to have a custom fit piece to bridge between the cabinets. Oliver made those custom pieces to fit between the cabinets on the top and the bottom, and after connecting them together, it made for a smooth corner transition. Now, at this point, we started putting the finishing touches on this bank of cabinets, adding the hanging rods, which were cut to size on site, and starting to put the shelves in place for that shoe wall. Now, one of the upgrades that we went with was crown molding for the cabinets in the front of the closet. The trim goes right on top of the cabinets, and it has a large bottom lip that gets silicone caulk and pin nails from below to hold it in place securely. We went with just a top board in the back so you can see the difference between the crown molding and the standard approach, but the crown here really finishes everything off nicely and it looks great. The bottom of the cabinets gets a baseboard trim to cover up that opening, and again, it looks really nice and gives the cabinets that custom look and feel. Now that section of cabinets was definitely the most involved, as my section just had 6 bays for hanging. And we installed the center shelves and the rods, and then Oliver trimmed out the crown molding and the baseboards on that section to finish everything off. Now the back of the closet was really just rinse and repeat from here, and it went really quick. Now you can see how the top trim board looks versus the more ornate crown molding in there. And the huge amount of shelving that is going in is really going to be awesome and give us so much space that we really need. We added a few small accessories like a pull-out scarf and belt rack, and then Oliver finished off the job by trimming out the ends of the cabinets where there were any gaps or inconsistencies from the walls not being true. Now this really is our dream closet now. It's going to be something that we enjoy our entire time in the house, and it's going to be a nice selling feature if we ever move down the road. Now Susan has lots of room for her folded clothes now in both drawers and on shelves inside that cabinet. And we have a spot for our most used shoes in the front of the closet, as well as a little nook for my hats. And my hanging space is way more than I really need, and I'll probably split some of that with Susan. But the back of the closet was what was really transformed and gave us a lot more space than we had before. It's got off-season things like coats and long dresses, and when this closet goes back to the actual living mode, we'll have space for a lot of long-term storage items that look way more boring than this stuff.
If you want to build a DIY version of a closet organizer, I've got a video right over here where I did just that. I've also got plans available to help walk you through it. There's some other build videos down here. I think you're really going to love them as well, and I'll catch you over there on the next video.